guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackie and welcome to this week's reading vlog. Also, what's adorable is that you guys can kind of see my strawberries in the background, the ones that hung on my window. Do you see it? They took so long to make, but honestly I'm obsessed with them. Back to subject. Welcome to this week's reading vlog, a week where I'm going to be reading as much as I can unrealistically. So now, to give you a bit of background context, from what I can tell based off everything that's been happening, our lectures have been reduced for this week. We don't have any assignments that are due this week. No tests, no homework, nothing. I'm gonna have the most free week of my school year this week, which is so crazy. And because of that, I figured since I'm gonna have so much extra time on my hands this week, sure, I have stuff that's due next week, but that stuff I can take care of at some point anyway. Because I'm gonna be free this week and because I hardly got any reading done last week, because it was probably one of the most hectic weeks I've had in a bit, I wanted to treat and reward myself by making myself read as much as I can unrealistically in the week. So instead of filling up my schedule with all the schoolwork that I had to, I'm gonna fill all of it up every single minute I have with reading. That's kind of like forcing myself into reading, which is also gonna be hectic, I suppose, but listen, I'm not complaining. I love being a little girly in fictional worlds and I live for this stuff. And so basically I'm just going to put every free unmarked minute of my calendar into reading, and we're going to see how much I can unrealistically read in a week. So today is Sunday. I'm going to start today. I'm going to end on Saturday this week. So you're getting all the 7 days of the week. And we're going to see how much reading I can get done when I have literally nothing else to do. So no schoolwork, nothing. I will have YouTube stuff to be doing later towards the middle part of this week. I do have an upload I need to make today as well, my birthday vlog, which is almost done editing. We're gonna have to figure that out at some point as well. But until then, we're gonna start reading for today right now with my first book for this video. So let's start with our week of unrealistic reading. So last week, I know I said I didn't really read too much because of how hectic it was, but I have gotten a bit of reading in here and there in the form of audiobooks, which honestly, I love listening to them. I listen to them like no one's business. That's basically what's helping me drag along to my reading goal this year. And this sounds so much like a sponsorship. I wish it was. It's not. It's just me saying I love audiobooks, and for that I think what I want to do right now is pick up one of the 2 audiobooks I was in the middle of last week. I started 2 new ones, neither of which I completed, and I'm quite a far way through both of them. I'm pretty sure one of them have only like an hour left, so I think what I want to do right now is listen to that 1 hour, finish it off, mark it as read, and we can proceed with the rest of the books for this video. And that book that I'm already in the middle of is First Live Ins by Elston. Now I do remember at the beginning of this year, this book was kind of blowing up for its premise and the fact that every book club seemingly was reading it, including my own friend group, except I didn't actually read it along with them because I just didn't have the time. However, I am catching up right now and getting to it, and from what I can tell, or at least I should know because I have only an hour left, is this woman, Evie Porter. She has the best southern country life. She lives with her boyfriend. It's like a small town. It's like a tight-knit village. People love her. It's like a stable job, I guess, whatever. Except Evie Porter does not exist. So it's an identity she created for herself because she is this woman who goes on all these jobs trying to take down specific people because she works kind of like a spy for this company that you don't know much about, you're trying to figure out. After that, she's actually on her assignment and there's something that relates from this assignment to her previous one which she failed. So this one is kind of like a punishment, I guess, for the one she had failed previously. And while she's at this assignment with her boyfriend Ryan, who is technically, she's faking it to get her mark, to get her thing done. While she's at it, she meets a woman called Luca Marino. Guess what? Luca Marino is her real name. So she isn't actually Evie Porter, she is Luca, and suddenly she meets a woman called Luca pretending to be her. So now she's trying to figure out all these things that have gone wrong, what's going on, what's happening. I'm already scared I'm like giving up too much of the book details to you, so if I am, I'm gonna like spoiler this or like cut it. I don't know. It's very interesting in the fact that you don't know what's going on. It feels so weird saying this now that I'm coming back to do it. I feel like the story can be split into 2 parts. One wherein you're following this storyline, and then after that you're following her past storyline, so what she did before she became Evie Porter, her other assignments. And it's so funny because I feel like there's such a distinct split between both storylines. Like you're following a certain story there, and now it's escalated to such a level that if I think back on the original story that I'm reciting to you guys, we're not focusing on that right now. But honestly, it's gotten so much better. Like, it's crazy, it's action-packed. And I do know I did see a lot of hate on this book when it came out. I don't understand how it's justified because I'm having the best time ever. So I'm just gonna go keep listening. I'm gonna go finish it because I've been looking forward to that all week. And because I'm free today, I have literally nothing to do. So I'm gonna go do that now. Might end up editing my thumbnail for the video that needs to go out tonight. while listening, so I could do that. I could do another couple of things I have to do, errands basically. Finish those off. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens next in the story. Finally get a conclusion to everything that has been building up. I'm really enjoying this one, mind you. And I haven't been enjoying books for a while, so maybe I'm getting out of my reading slump. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading now, and we will update. I will update once I'm finished with that. Hi guys, so let's ignore the fact that my tripod is literally sitting on my bed waiting for me to plug it in, but that is not happening right now because I'm just being lazy. I needed to come give a quick update. I finished First Live In. The amount of plot twists that book had, I wouldn't say I'm confused, more like I'm mind blown by how the author even came up with this in the first place, because that is just pure genius. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm awestruck, and it was that good. Honestly, I haven't been reading good thrillers for quite some time now, so the fact that this came along my way, I just read it like a random book pick. I had the best time ever. I'm actually so happy I picked this. It was a good book. I'm not getting the 5-star feelings on this one. It's just under. So I'm not sure currently if it's like a 4.25 or 4.5. So I'm gonna wait until I give you my star rating on it. I'm gonna sit on it before I can settle. But yeah, it's somewhere in the middle there until I decide. That's what we're gonna sit at. And I also just wanted to say, while I was listening, it was more than an hour, turns out. That's why it took longer. I did also take a couple of breaks in the middle, which is why it's like really dark right now. It's taken some time. But I was actually crocheting. I am remaking. So if you've ever seen the corner side of my bed over there, probably haven't because I don't show it on camera. But if you have, by chance, you must have seen I have this really ugly old dream catcher I had made with, I don't know, DIY stuff that clearly it's gone now because I cut it way back when I was little. Just reused the circle ring thing it came around, and I decided I'm going to crochet around it. And I'm remaking the dream catcher, so it looks like an ugly mess right now. I don't like the way it's turned out. I want to go back and fix it, put these ends in, and that's when I'll come show it to you, like the actual version. So far this is what it looks like. I don't hate it, it's just the ends are making it look really bad. So I'm thinking, since I do have quite some time on my hands, it's the unrealistic reading week. Normally I usually read like 3 books for a video, and considering I just finished a book, I would take a break, keep this off for the next day probably. Look forward to that then. But because this is an unrealistic week, like I said, I can push it and make it a couple of hours until I have to go and edit. I think I'm going to pick up the next audiobook. So listening to 2, I think I mentioned earlier, back and forth between First Live Ins and Love Interest by Clare Gilmore, I'm pretty sure, because I've seen Halli fam talk very highly about this book. She gave it 5 stars, I believe. Honestly, anything Halli reads, anything she likes, straight to my TBR. So I started it not very far into it, maybe just short of like 100 pages. I was enjoying it, but I was enjoying First Live Ins more, which is why the stark contrast in progress. However, I do think I can spend the next couple of hours-ish finishing this off, finishing off some, I got flying yarn, finishing off another couple of things I need to do. So that's what I think I'll do. I'm gonna keep listening now, pick that up. It's like a workplace romance. There isn't much going on right now for me to update about. I'm gonna go keep listening, and I'll give you thoughts, details, whatever I have to say at the end of today when I'm finally done, because I don't think I'll finish today. Or I might, who knows, because I have a couple hours now, and then at night when I'm making my thumbnail for the video that needs to go up, I think I can keep listening. So we shall see how much I get done. I don't think it'll be done today, but even if I do end up finishing tomorrow, you'll know all my opinions and thoughts. So I'll see you then. Yeah, First Live In blew my mind. If you haven't read it already, what are you doing? Stop watching this video, look at the book, read it, and then come back to it. I'll see you. Bye. Quick update before I head to dinner now. I am just over halfway through into the book. Around 185 pages in if you want the number to compare. I finished making that dream catcher I showed you I was making. Or I don't know if I showed it, but I was making it. And I finished making that. It's hung up, you saw it in the b-roll. I'm now making a pumpkin simply because I wanted something to make. I'm making it for the car because the hanging in the car is ugly and old. Last thing I wanted to make right now, I'm still making it because I want something to do while listening. It's gotten so good. I understand why Halli gave this 5 stars, because honestly, I'm giggling every 2 minutes. I'm looking forward to reading. I'm just so ready to be done with dinner so I can come back and continue. And I don't even feel guilty about getting so far in and doing nothing else all evening, just reading, because you know what? It's my unrealistic week. I have nothing else to do. And honestly, it's the best feeling in the world. I'm having so much fun. I'm giggly and flustered and giddy. Why is this so nice? The fact that I'm enjoying books back to back is really just showing me how much fun I have reading, and I shouldn't be forcing myself into it because I've been doing that for the past few months, Finding 3 2 stars, and this is why I should be taking Trusted Rex. I'm seeing it now. I have more fun reads planned for the video on the basis of this, but honestly, I'm having such a good time and I cannot wait to come back and continue. Our unrealistic week of reading is going by very smooth and very nice, because at this point, I won't even be surprised if I finish this book by the end of tonight. After dinner, I do need to edit and put that other video up, so I don't know if I will end up finishing it because I still have a few hours left, but I do need to make the thumbnail, so I'm looking forward to listening to more of this. But yes, I will update once I come back and how much progress I make before I go to bed tonight. It is now Monday, it's the next day, so I was updating yesterday, it was Sunday. It's the first official work day of the week. Didn't have too much schoolwork, but because I was up late last night trying to upload, which I got that up by the way, I didn't get enough sleep, so I came back, I slept, and then all I've been doing all evening is listening to the audiobook of Love Interest, finishing my work up. Guess what? I have only like 2 hours left today, so I think we're finishing another book today, and that's Love Interest, and I'm having the best time ever, honestly. I'm giggling, I'm swooning. Romances, when you follow the plot line of them just falling in love, whatever, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. But in this specifically, from what I've been able to tell, you're watching them fall in love slowly, step by step, but also you're watching their separate lives outside of the romance, and that's adding to the story in the sense that there's more essence and substance to it. There's other plot lines too, like their company, it looks like it's gonna not fail exactly, but it's gonna get taken over by a different one, so everyone is stressed out. There's just so much, okay? She wants to go get a different job in London, she doesn't want to be there, and so there's the time constraint, time deadline thing between what's gonna happen next between the two of them. And I love how much deeper, I don't know, material is providing to the book. Maybe I'm enjoying it more for that reason, but I'm having the best time. I have 2 hours left, I'm going for dinner now, but I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna finish it. And I know I didn't update very much today, but it's me just saying that book, I haven't been able to feel myself away from it. It's really good. I'm gonna go for dinner, like I said, watch my show, but I'm coming back and 100% finishing this tonight. Don't know what I'll do because I'm done with my work for the day, but we shall see. Maybe I'll just get around to painting my nails because they're bare right now. So far, if it continues the way it's going, we're looking about a very high rating, and so far in the video we already have one highly rated book, which I'm thinking is like a 4.25, 4.5, still not sure. And then there's this one. I have high hopes for this week. Hi guys, so today is Wednesday. I did not come in to physically speak to you yesterday, which was Tuesday, to give an update, and it's pretty late outside right now as well. However, that was because I ended up sleeping both afternoons off simply because I was tired after school, and there was nothing stopping me from doing so because I didn't have like work or commitments to look forward to, so I was just like, listen, I'm gonna crash because I want to, and so I did. Yesterday I did end up finishing Love Interest by Clare Gilmore. I had the last couple of hours left of my audiobook, finished them off, and when I gave you my previous update about the book, I know I was giggling about it, I was just so happy. The last bit let me down. Now let me explain before you jump to any conclusions. In most romance books, we usually have the part wherein the characters meet, then they start falling in love, except they're denying their own feelings. They are not sure about it. They don't know how to categorize what they're feeling. There's all this build up to get to where they are so that they get together, wherein, you know, they're just stealing glances at each other or making excuses to come near each other, but then when they're near, they're confused with what's going on and the emotions going through them. And basically there's all this build up, I think, that happens in most romance books before you get to the part actually get together. This book had it for sure, except the way I read it was the entire build up. I read it in a day, the day I updated because I was enjoying, and then the next day, which was yesterday, literally just got to the part where they got together, and then everything was kind of like not smooth sailing exactly because there were issues with the company. When I read romance books in my brain, I know they're gonna get together in the end, which is why I want the build up to be really good, so I look forward to reading that. I enjoyed reading that, and the problem was I enjoyed it, I'm gonna say that, but this was marketed as an enemies to lovers. It felt more like a rivals to lovers, and that too only in the beginning little bit of the book because it was resolved very quickly, and I wish there was more build up looking back on it. Like, I know I was flustered and giggling at some point because it had good bits, don't get me wrong. He called her Simba, they had all these things, he would like call her pretty, and there were all these nice quotes. It was not heavy on acts of services, but it was leaning into acts of service. She was buying him plants, she's allergic, so when he went on vacation, he literally bought her, or bought for himself, I think like a detergent, one she uses, so she doesn't fall to some kind of like allergic reaction or something when she comes over to his place. She smells his clothes or something like that, which is so sweet, but also the second half let me down. I don't know exactly how to explain it. It wasn't smooth sailing. His dad wasn't the nicest to him, but at the same time, I feel like my brain when I was reading it was more focused on the romance, simply because we spent so much in the beginning building up on it, and then the second half the romance let me down because it went down in the amount that it was put in, and the other problems went higher up in how much page time we were getting. So at the end I feel like it was rushed to just give them like a conclusion, which again I really liked the ending, but at the same time I was just happy for it to be done. Like I was looking forward to those 2 hours getting over. I had it on speed 2x, which again is not helping, but also it's so funny when I was listening to it on 2x, the guy, he was talking about how he doesn't have the attention span to read a book, and so she was asking him, so you read like a thriller on our 2.5-hour flight? And he goes, no, I was just skimming. Then she goes, what about audiobooks, can't you do those? And he literally says, which called me out by the way, he listens to audiobooks on 2x speed because you get done in half the time, and because you're not going to catch everything, but you're going to know what the storyline is. And why is that so true? Like there was one part of the book where because I was listening on audio, I had no idea it was coming, and so when it came I was just like, oh my god, what are the chances I'm listening to it on 2x speed right now? And I did understand it. I'm not saying I skimmed the book on audio. I did understand it. There were parts that went too fast for me because listen, 2x I can't really keep up too much. I'm more of like a 1.5 girly. So I had to rewind a little bit in parts that went too fast, which is not the book's fault, it's mine. I just had to say it. It's funny that it came up in the book and I was listening to it at the same time and whatever. This again is it's my thing, alright. After I was done reading the book, which was very late last night, it was like 2 a.m. I did stay up to read it, so that's a good thing, it counts. I did go to Goodreads and check the other member reviews or whatever. People made some very solid, heavy clarification points as to why they're giving it like 3 or 4 stars, which again, that's not a bad rating, or why they're giving it a lower rating. And I did read some of those, which is again my fault. That did sway my opinion. So I think I'm gonna give this like a 3.5, which again is not a bad thing. I just wanted to quickly say I read a different book, the X Talk, for a different video which is not out yet, simply because I'm not good at editing. I am taking my time for all the wrong reasons. I'm just not getting to editing half of my videos, and that's why I'm slow in the posting. However, I did read this book earlier in the year called the X Talk, which you hopefully will see one day in a video. I felt the same way towards both books, in the sense that they're both 3.5s, which is not a bad thing. Again, let me preface by saying that the way the not meet cute necessarily, but a couple of the scenes. So in the X Talk, they go out to like a work lunch kind of to associate with each other, and in this one they kind of are recording for the business's YouTube channel where they kind of go viral. So there are aspects I found very similar, and it was just bridging both books for me. But at the same time, I felt the same way in both books. The build-up for the romance was very good, but when we actually got to it, it really let me down. And the ending, like, it was sweet and nice, but I was just happy for it to be done because I wanted more build-up. Like, I want the tension. I want it to be prolonged. That's what I know. This is a 3.5, which is again not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is the fact that I've been rambling on and on about one book for I don't even know how long. 6 minutes of raw footage. Tell me how that's possible. But that's what happens when I don't come to speak to you guys for like, what, 2 days? I came to starting my next book. I figured I want to start something on Kindle or physical because I want to read some more books, I guess. Physical, Kindle, whatever, because I have quite the TBR on both. So I figured I want to pick up either like a fantasy or a romance. You know what I did? I picked up both. Originally, I was going to pick up When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, simply because I've been seeing this everywhere. Great reviews, great, I don't know, everything. My sister gifted it to me for my birthday. Super exciting. I'm so looking forward to this. And I almost did, except then I looked at the book size. At the back, if I check, it has 564 pages. But on Goodreads, it has like 700. And I know, realistically or unrealistically, I'm not reading 550 or 700 pages in whatever's left of the week. That's not happening. So I decided I'm gonna put this one down simply because I'm saving it for another video, so you can look forward to that in the future. Instead, I took my Kindle. I have my new Kindle from my birthday as well, but I've been switching back and forth, having the best time. I started Not Without Me, which is an arc that was kindly given to me by Hot Tree Publishing. Thank you so much. And I started 5 Broken Blades because I've been hearing only the best things about it. Wherever I go on the internet, the way people describe it is so intriguing and captivating. So I decided I'm just gonna pick both up because I would like some kind of free, light romance in the middle of my heavy fantasy. Simply because this is like the second fantasy book I'm reading in my life, which is not a bad thing. My first one, no, in this year. My first one was ACOTAR. In my life, I've read Harry Potter, but apart from that, I don't have much exposure to fantasy and I really want to get into it. This is very fun. I'm reading both of them right now. I'm 20% through the romance and 10% through my fantasy. And what I want to do right now is simply just sit down and read. I have like an hour and a half-ish before dinner, and then once I come back I might need to sit down to edit, but I don't know if that will happen today simply because I'm going to be meeting a friend tomorrow. It's her birthday this weekend and I have to still go ahead and wrap her gifts. I have them, I haven't wrapped them, so I might just start an audiobook as well for this video, which is a lot of books to keep up with in one video. 3. And I used to do that all the time last year. This year I'm trying to focus my attention solely to one book. So we shall see what happens then, but I don't know if I'll be editing tonight. So I want to make up how much ever time I get when I'm not editing, trying to read, because that's what I would do unrealistically. At least I think. I haven't tried it before. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. I'm gonna read one of the books. I think right now I want to read the romance because I was reading the fantasy before I fell asleep. Did not fall asleep because of the fantasy. I was just tired, finished my chapter and went to bed. But I'm in the mood for the romance right now. Don't even ask why. I just don't want to sit and think too hard, which is why I'm taking the romance. That's the whole point. And I want to get at least like a decent way through the book. I don't know if 70% is very unrealistic considering I'm at 20, but we shall see. I'm gonna try to read as much as I can. I want to get it done before it comes out, which is the end of July anyway. I will come in to speak to you then. Hopefully we will have gotten a good way through either of our books, maybe started an audiobook, done my friend's packing. We shall see. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. This catch up was very long. I should go now before you get bored and annoyed of just looking at my face, because I know I'm not interested. See you in a bit. Bye. It's now Thursday, another day has gone by, and I actually have some reading updates for you today. Today I made it my life's goal, mission, purpose, whatever you want to say, to hit that 70% that I said I would yesterday, because I hardly made it to 30 and went to bed because I was just tired. I did not make it to 70, I made it to 60. I really want to DNF the book, but it's an arc I received, so I don't want to do that, which thank you Hotly Publishing for it. But yeah, I don't think I mentioned it. I have continued with Not Without Me, which is the arc I got. I just realized I never actually explained what it's about. Basically it follows this girl, forgot her name, that's how it's in the back of my mind. You can probably tell. Wait, I'm trying to remember. I know the guy is called Cade. Anna's the best friend. See, that's why I'm saying I'm confused. Alexandria, but they call her Alex. Back in the day, mom's boyfriend, he got thrown out of their house, so they moved into the mom's house, and with her boyfriend Mark came in his son Cade. So she and Cade started becoming friends. They slowly started falling in love, but then something goes wrong, and then you switch back to present timeline wherein he's now her boss. So she's trying to stay away from him, then navigating a couple of situations here and there. It's not very happy. I mean, they're trying to make it, but it's not exactly happy between them. It's not smooth sailing. Every chapter she has some kind of memory. It flips back to the past, and you are trying to figure out what happened in the past that they're behaving this way in the present. So it flips between both timelines, and you've got both perspectives. However, Cade's is like hardly there just when you need plot to advance. It has been coming more regularly, at least where I'm at right now, but throughout the beginning, I feel like the first 25%, that's when his like first chapter came in his perspective, which that was quite a bit. 60% in, I'm not enjoying. I hate how she gets random memories. I don't care. I don't want to be mean, but genuinely, I was looking forward to reading the present timeline, and now I'm so out of it that when we're actually getting a lot of it now, I'm just like ready to be done. Plan is I want to go finish off some work, maybe pick up an audiobook because I don't want to slump myself out. But I know that if I force myself into reading this, I can finish it by tonight, because it feels very Wattpad-y. Wattpad on a school night, and you're reading it when you know you should be sleeping. That's what it's giving, and that's not a bad thing per se. It's basically flying by, that's what I'm trying to say, and I'm not enjoying it. So I'm gonna try to finish it because I'm very much looking forward to reading 5 Broken Blades after that. I have read a little bit here and there, made it a few chapters in. I have perspectives and a bit of the world kind of established around 50 pages in. I'm enjoying that so much more. I'm literally dying to continue, get back up, keep reading. So I'm gonna try to finish this one so we can get to that. And I want to do that tonight. At least that's what my goal is. I'm gonna go now. I have quite some time actually before dinner. Again, I keep up reading in the evenings, but that's like the only time I'm apart from school. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna finish it. I'm positive we can today. Maybe I'm being too positive. I can do it, so I will. I also need to really get to editing today, so that's what we shall be doing. We'll see you guys hopefully in a bit. Now I'm just directly gonna come into update to say I finished the book when I did, and to tell you my final thoughts on it, because I know you don't care about me ranting and hating on a book, but that's just gonna happen anyway. Yeah, sorry about that, but basically I was saying it's gonna be this one specifically, the 3rd book we are reading for this vlog, which I know I usually put like 3 books in a vlog or maybe more, but that usually extends into the 2nd week of me reading and not the 1st week. And it's so crazy to fathom that I'm already on my 3rd book, which is almost complete. I'm going to finish it tonight. on a Thursday. That's not very far into the week. I get most of my reading done on like Fridays and Saturdays. So it's very crazy for me to just think about the fact that we've got 3 books fully read. I have time for a 4th, maybe a 5th, I don't know. It's unrealistic, so we're just gonna hope and expect. But yeah, that's just so fun, and yeah, I'm really excited. I just want to get this book done with so we can jump on to the nicer ones, the ones I'm actually anticipating, which I don't mean any hate towards this book specifically. I'm just bored out of my mind. Maybe that's me, maybe that's my reading slump. If you want to read it, go ahead. It's very intriguing. It's just too slow for me. Maybe this wasn't what I needed for my mood, at least right now. I needed something fast-paced. It's my own fault. I'm just ready to go finish it, so that's what I'm gonna go do now, and I'll update you guys in a bit. I'm finally heading to bed. As you can tell, it's really late, but I just finished the book. Very grateful I did, because I was just bored out of my mind. I'll give you my thoughts in the morning, and yeah, good night. Guys, so it's now Saturday. There was no update yesterday, Friday, because I was just busy. I wasn't even busy, I was just tired after school. And then today was my friend's birthday, the one I kept mentioning for the gift and everything, which I wrapped it up cute. I'll show it to you in a sec. Then I was preparing a couple of things to send her, text to wish her for her birthday. So basically I didn't do any reading yesterday. I was just distracted with other things. And today I decided, okay, it's the unrealistic vlog. I don't want to sway away from it because I keep doing that. Even, I don't know, one of the earlier days in the week I didn't get very much reading done, and that's not very unrealistic. I figured, let's do something unrealistic. That's the point of the video. I don't usually like prolonging vlogs longer than I have them planned out for. On my schedule it says it was supposed to go from Sunday to this Saturday, which is today. Today was supposed to be the original last day. But then I figured, for the sake of this video and for your entertainment purpose as well, because I'm having fun. It's not that I'm not. I figured, alright, maybe we can just skip yesterday completely from the calendar. It's just an idea. And instead, I'm gonna prolong this video one more day so we can make today day 6, because there was no day 6 update, and tomorrow Sunday is gonna be the last day of the video. Because it's very unrealistic that I'll go ahead and still prolong the video. I'll get it done as much as I can in a day, unless I fall sick or something, which hasn't happened. So today is Saturday. It's 7:27 and today is day 6 of the challenge. Tomorrow is going to be the last day. And keeping that in mind, I figured, I had also told you I read my most on Fridays and Saturdays, which is true. In the exceptional case that I have a longer weekend, and this week I do. Monday and Tuesday, school has been cancelled. That is amazing. Now that I have all this extra weekend time, why don't I challenge myself? Because this is the unrealistic vlog. So I figured I want to read 1 book per day. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to read a book today, read a book tomorrow, and that's how we'll go from it, because I want it to be unrealistic, a little week. Since I have finished, I don't know, I can't remember, but I just know that not without me, I finished it. I didn't give you guys an update. Basically, I hated every male character in the book, the way they were trying to put things down, like it was coming off too heavy. Calm down, that's what I want to say. Like, yeah, you're trying to be sweet, but also your version of sweet isn't my version of sweet. That's my version of toxic. I'm seeing red flags, run in the other direction. So I was just grateful to be done. That was a 2-star read. Never looking back. I'm just happy it's over, and half of it is out my memory as well. Except when I have to talk about it and just talk about how much I didn't like it. But again, if you like it, if you want to read it, go ahead. Today I woke up early this morning. That makes no sense. Today, this morning, whatever. But I woke up early. I figured I want to start the book for today because I wanted to read 50 books on my Goodreads this year. And I'm on book 48. So if this video goes correct, we have also unrealistically finished my Goodreads goal in half the year, which is kind of perfect. Honestly, all of this coincides so well. I need 2 books to read to make it to the goal. This video has 2 more days. It's kind of perfect. So I woke up early this morning. I started How to End a Love Story, I believe. Very interesting premise. I started that while getting some work done. Still doing that. I also finished the pumpkin earlier in the video. I will show it to you guys in a bit. I'll show all of it, don't worry. Unless I forget. Finished all of that. I'm still listening to it. I got halfway through and I figured I want to update. It's basically a book about these 2... there's this girl. She's an author. She wrote a book, and her book series is getting adapted into like a TV show or something like that. So she is on board with the writers for the show. They're writing out a script, and another guy who's on board as a writer writing the script is the guy who murdered her sister accidentally by running her over with his car. It's kind of like a romance story between the two, but it's very unrealistic, like our video, to think that this would happen in real life. And so the premise is very interesting to me because I cannot see this ever happening. Probably can, I don't know. What are the chances? But also, it's just so weird a concept to think that this guy murdered her sister and she's falling for him. And so that also contributes to like an inner conscience between both of them, I guess, when the book progresses, or at least till I've gotten there. Also, I mean, I feel like in the previous book they could do with a good therapy talking to, because it was heavy and you should check triggers if you read the previous book or you want to read it. In this book as well, I feel like some therapy could do them good. Thing is, it's third person, so I'm not very attached to them, not as much as I'd like to be. I feel like it's dragging along, and that sounds so mean. Like, it's a good storyline, I like the way it's flowing, but also it's dragging in bits, and I'm just like, okay, I get that we need this for development, I get that we need to understand what's going on, I get that they're trying to heal and recover, but I'm not emotionally invested or attached to these characters that I would care so much as to want to read about all of that. I'm not even kidding, because like we've established, I don't even know how much at this point, I'm halfway through, and yeah, they like each other. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But basically my point is, because it's in third person, at least that's my main factor. I don't usually say that, but because it is, I don't feel connected to the characters. I'm like, I don't know, ready for it to be done so I can get today's book over, which is also a bad thing. That's for today's updates. I'm still reading it. I'm gonna go keep reading it, hopefully finish it by tonight. Haven't gotten on to editing the video I said I would, so maybe tonight after I finish I'll have to go edit. So I don't know what happens. My goal right now is to try to finish my Goodreads goal in this video. So I'm gonna go finish this, then pick out the next book for our video for tomorrow, I guess. But I'll update when I finish this, because I have not much left to listen. I want to get my work done and do that, and I think I can before dinner. I know it looks late, but I'll get it done, and I'll update when I do. So I'll see you guys in a bit. This has been a long update. If I've been like panting or whatever, it's because I came up the stairs and I'm not athletic. I'm tired. But I'll see you guys in a bit. So I'm gonna go head to it right now. I forgot for a second, my brain just completely left me. And yeah, I'll finish, maybe I'll give my thoughts. So far it's not looking up to be great, it just feels like a mediocre read. The ratings, the way they've drastically gone down in the video is very crazy. But anyway, I will see you. Bye. You want to say hi to my video? Say hi.
Hi.
Who are you, my sister?
Yeah.
Okay, well I didn't know that. Say hi again.
Hi.
Okay, bye. Hi guys, and welcome to the outro for this vlog, because you know what? When I said to you I'm gonna come and read for that extra day and read some extra books for our unrealistic vlog, I didn't lie, I just did it, but I didn't record any of it, and this video is supposed to go out tonight because I haven't posted anything in the past couple of weeks, and the problem is I don't really have any other piece of content ready to go up, so this video has to anyhow, and it's story time, so let's just get into it. For that, I quickly want to say I did end up finishing How to End a Love Story, and I don't really remember the specifics because I ended up giving this book 2 stars. I just want to say I'm glad these people, the characters, they found comfort in each other, especially because, you know, he killed her sister and that's a huge thing that you need to heal from. But also I feel like it was very much just a book written because of the trope, because the premise is so interesting that you're just going to pick it up and you're going to want to read it, and maybe, you know, there are other people in the world to fall in love with apart from the person who literally killed your sister, even though he's remorseful. I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me because it felt very much like trauma bonding, like both of them are bonded with this one traumatic thing that happened to them, and it's so huge. Neither of them, as far as I remember, actually went to therapy or couples counseling together to talk about it. They just got together, and it was very spicy as well, so that's not really my cup of tea. Unfortunately, I didn't end up enjoying the book. I gave it 2 stars like I said. I don't really remember much from it, simply that I was really grateful that I was done, because every time some form of interaction happened between them, I will say in my head I was thinking trauma bonding. So maybe the two of them weren't meant for each other. That's all I'll say. I'm glad again that they found comfort in one another, but at the same time I'm just grateful I'm done reading it, you know what I mean? And maybe that book wasn't for me. Now after that, the next day I actually did end up coming to finish our challenge off and read the books. Now I had, I think, 1 book left before my Goodreads goal of 50 would be completed, and so I figured, why don't I read 2, make it more unrealistic than I have to. And so I read these 2 books, one of which was sent to me as an ARC, so thank you so much to the publisher, and I did end up finishing both of them in the same day. I gave them these ratings. I'll put it up on screen because I don't really remember. And the thing is, it's amazing that I managed to finish 2 books in a day, especially because that's not me. I don't read that fast, even though I did audiobook one of them and the ARC I read it, and the ARC wasn't that long either. It's just I did end up reading both, but the only problem was in my head. I figured, okay, I need to read both, so I need to focus on reading both, and I spent the entire day reading both to the point where I didn't come and record any clip to come talk to you about it. So now it doesn't really make sense at least to me, that I'm going to sit and explain the premise of both to you, because it doesn't really count as reading toward the vlog in my brain, because I just didn't come and give you updates and reactions during reading it. So then a week or two later, I figured, okay, why don't I give it a go and retry to film the last day of the challenge, and instead I'll read 5 Broken Blades, a book I briefly mentioned at the beginning of the video. And then by that point, I had actually hit 30% on the book, and I think it's like a 500-page book, so you can calculate whatever. I think I had like maybe 300 pages left. I know that math is very off, probably, I don't know. But the thing is, I figured, okay, I can maybe read those 300 pages of a fantasy book in a day, and I tried doing that as well. I tried filming the last day of this challenge a second time by reading 5 Broken Blades, and I figured, okay, there'll be a fitting ending, because I did talk about it in the video. It's very unrealistic for me to want to finish a fantasy, especially considering it has like 300 pages left in a day. So I figured, okay, let's just do that. And I sat down to do it. I started reading it on Kindle from the beginning. I made it, I think, to around like the 35% mark when I decided, okay, this book, maybe it isn't for me as well, but I wanted to finish it regardless, because I've heard that the ending literally kills you. So I was just like, okay, I'll get it on audio. I did end up getting it on audio. That was a really good choice. This book, for preface, it's about 5 different liars. They come across from the land and they want to kill the king of Yusan, King Jun, because he is oppressive, he is treacherous, he is horrible. They don't really want him as king anymore. And so amongst these 5 people, we have an exiled prince, we have the spy master, we have a strong man, we have like a pickpocket, and I think the last one, she's like a poison maiden. So essentially it's a very interesting group of 5 people, and they're the best liars of the land, and they've come together to kill the king, do whatever they have to do afterward. They've made this whole elaborate plan and they're gonna execute it, except the king is immortal. He is a god king, and all 5 of them are mortals. Essentially they could die while trying to kill him, because how are they supposed to kill a god king? He's immortal, you can't kill him. And then there's this whole thing that goes into detail behind it as to how he can be immortalized, whatever. You need to read the book, I don't want to spoil it for you. But then the main breaking point for me for the book is, you don't get any action, at least starting from like page 200. You don't even get all 5 perspectives until you reach, I think, like 100 something pages, wherein finally you get introduced to all the perspectives or whatever. And that wasn't really fun for me, the wait, because I didn't expect it to be a slow burn. So if you want to go into it, keep in mind that it's going to be a slow burn, but when you get into it, I know I was being very negative up to this point, wait, hold on, stay with me. After the 200 page mark, I will suggest pick this book on audio, simply because it is slower to get into. But once you get into it, after the 200 page mark, oh my god, bestie, you are in for the time of your life. The found family in this book, the action in this book, the way you start caring for each character, so much character heavy, I don't know, not even analysis, I just want to say you've spent so long with these people that you start caring for them, and you're so deeply emotionally attached to them that you're reading through this and you're just like, oh my god, one of them is going to betray each other, and that's just going to hurt so bad, because they felt like family. But then you're reading it and oh my god, when I said the plot twist will kill you, the last one, I finished reading this book probably 3 weeks ago at this point. I don't know where to sign up to get an arc of the second book, because it doesn't come out until January next year, and I don't know if I'm ready to wait. It is killing me. When I tell you I think about these people every single day, that last plot twist and how the thing is gonna go on further from that, like what? I did not see that coming. Maybe it's because I don't read too much fantasy. I read only one other fantasy this year, Akatar, and in my lifetime I've read only Harry Potter. So this is like my third fantasy if you consider Harry Potter. Maybe I haven't been exposed too much to fantasy, so maybe I don't really know what good fantasy is, so I can't really vouch for you and say this is an amazing book, because it did take time to get into, and it was world building for the first book in a series, so that does make sense to me. I don't really think people like it too much from what I can tell from Goodreads reviews. Again, they think it's slow, and it's understandable. Maybe I just don't know too much about fantasy, because this is like my third book, I'm telling you that to your face. But the way it felt to feel these things and read it, the last 50 pages, I was every single reaction you can muster in the book. I was giggling, I was crying, I was feeling every emotion you can feel, and I think that in itself is the best sign of what a book can do to you. I don't care what people on Goodreads say. If a book did that to me, I am gonna rate it high. Despite the fact that I didn't like the first 200 pages, they felt like a drag. I am dying. A piece of my soul is literally dying as we speak every second, because I don't have the second second copy of the second book or whatever in my hands, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it to January to continue reading it because the plot twist, it really got me. Maybe again, I'm not exposed to fantasy, so you may not like it. Keep that in mind. Go in with an open mind, but just keep in mind, this book, if you end up enjoying it, might just become one of your top reads of the year. That's all I'm gonna say. So I read it in a day. Again, it was like a 300-page fantasy or whatever that was left for me to read that I hadn't already read in the week. So it did take me quite some time, despite the fact that I was listening on audio to try to get it done. Now I wish I just took my time reading it slowly, because I would devour it slowly. I'd savor it, and then I'd finish in time for the second book and I wouldn't have to wait. But here we are, hindsight. But basically, because I was reading or listening to 300 pages in a day, the second time around, can I just say I didn't come in to give you guys thoughts and reactions again a second time and tell you about what I felt about the book. So again, I tried recording the last day of this video and it just didn't happen. And as much as I'd like to sit down and say, fine, I've got my Kindle out, let's read another book and let's count today as the last day and do another day and actually conclude this vlog according to the higher standards I need to upload, and I don't have a video ready. So this is gonna be the video that goes up. I'm sorry if the last day of the video didn't stand up to your expectations, it didn't meet your standards. Again, I cannot really help it, that's just the way it is. I wish I did record my reaction to the last little plot twist in the book though, because that genuinely killed me. I'm gonna give it 3.75 stars just because the beginning was slower to get into. It's a very slow burn fantasy and it's got romance in it as well, subplots here and there which I was living for. But I will say I had fun reading it, and I think that's the main point of the video. As long as I'm having fun reading these books I'm reading, I don't think I should be worrying about how many books I can read in a day or in a week or unrealistically, because as long as I'm having a good time, that's all that really matters. So anyway, life lessons aside, we have come to the end of today's video. I did manage to read quite a few books in this video. I don't really remember how many. I'm gonna go edit now and we'll go figure it out. But I'm pretty sure it's quite a few, considering I read a 300 page, or not 300, it was like nearly 500 in a week, 500 page fantasy. That's new for me, considering I read like 300 of it in a day. So that's good enough for me. And that's the end of our unrealistic week. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me. I hope you take a couple of book recs here and there from this video. If you've read any of the books I've spoken about or read in this video, let me know in the comments. If you've got recommendations for me, also let me know. My TBR is huge, I'll make it bigger. That's just the way it is. When do I not want to take new recs? And yeah, that's it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. That's about it. If you want me to do this video again because I had a good time, and if you enjoyed watching it, let me know in the comments and I'll do a part 2. Why not? But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in our next video, hopefully very soon. Hopefully not like 2 weeks down the line again. And that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.